listeners and viewers. Welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned, as always, to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email, education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle, @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Learners at home, welcome to yet another segment of our e-learning. Today, I will be taking you on just the simple and straightforward aspects of test of orals called rhyme and intonation. But before I start, I will have a recap of what we have done so far in this course, because this is virtually the last aspect of this. Now, we started with phonetics and phonology as a course, and this is your paper 3 of the English language paper, and 4 to 5 minutes is the paper. And we said there are basic things that you have to know, because after today you might not be privileged to get this kind of explanation. So I want to take you from the beginning up to this time, and of course this aspect that will wrap up the paper. Now, we started with the aspect of phonetics and phonology, which we say is the science of speech. So since it's the science of speech, we try to understand how we speak intelligently, how we relate without having issues with people, how anytime we meet somebody, we should be able to express ourselves so that the person understands what we are saying. So we said phonetics is the study of how languages are articulated. Then while phonology deals with a particular language. So we agreed that we are doing the phonology of English language. We went to the extent of starting with our vowels. Remember, I told you in exams, there are times you are tested between vowel 1 and 2, which I tried to explain. Just listen and you see my illustrations if you are on television. Now, vowel 1 is that single vowel that you see written like I, and then with 2 dots. It means E sound. While vowel 2 is that short vowel that is just like I without any 2 dots, which means it's short. Now, it tells us the differentiation between when someone says, please, where is your seat? So there's a difference between seat and sit. Please sit on your seat. Then we went further to tell you about, because vowel 3, we don't have issues. It's our simple as in set, met, get. We don't have issues with that. We went further to tell you that there is one controversial vowel we call vowel 4, which is not common with the way we speak. Now, I will come and ask, maybe there's someone I want to say, I will say, where would naturally say, where is that man? Where is that man? But ordinarily in English, the correct pronunciation is not man, but where is that man? What is the man? Okay, man is to take a position. So I am going to man this position You will stand here. That man would man the other position. So there's a difference between man and man. Then we have can. You hear some of us say, I can. It's not I can, but I can. Okay? You will see, where is the fan? It's not fan, but where is the fan? And then we have cared, we have met, like that. Then I took you down to vowel 10, where in every Nigerian examination, we are tested vowel 10. Vowel 10 is a sound. A sound. It's like V upside down. It's a, but we use O. Now, we will say come. Instead of saying come, the correct pronunciation is come and not come. The correct pronunciation is not, it is not cut, but what? Cut. Please cut the meat into pieces. Nancy, come and cut the meat into pieces. Instead of saying Nancy, come and cut, like that. So we should be by now be able to understand there's a difference between that. To say come, it's not tolerated, it's supposed to, please come. Then I took you down to vowel 12, which is simply a kind of vowel that is not alone, but alone, sister, father. Then finally, we just went through particular consonant sounds. The consonants are just very few. I told you that some of us have problems when it comes to consonant clusters. Some of us have problems when it comes to ha sounds that are not existing in particular language. But that is by the way. There is a diphthong I want to draw your attention. This one that has to do with O. O. There's something like E and U. It's O, as in no, as in so. Instead of saying no, you say no. Instead of saying coat, give me my coat. It's not coat, give me my coat. Let me put on my coat. I have a case in the coat. So that I should know that there's a difference between my coat and going to the coat. Otherwise, we'll naturally say, I have a case in the coat. Where's my coat? But it's different. Where is my coat? I have a case in the coat. And it is the same diphthong that pronounces goat, note, and so on and so forth. Then, today, we want to strike on rhyme and intonation. Now, when we say rhyme, what do we simply mean? When, for example, I wear something in ordinary sense, we say, Kai, this one does not rhyme with that. What is the meaning? It means there is no uniformity. There is no compatibility. It means there is no sameness, there is no relationship. But rhyme in the sense of this is, rhyme is used to describe two words with similar sounds. That's when two words have similar sounds, we say the words are rhyming. In other words, when two words end with the same sound, they are said to what? Rhyme. So in this case, in the case of sound, in the case of English, when two words have the same sound at the end, be it consonants at the end, be it vowels at the end, we say the sounds rhyme. And let me draw your attention to this fact that every successful musician, any successful singer uses rhyme. Anybody that does not use rhyme to sing, to recite a poem, is not successful. Because if a song ends with a, the next one you see it use a. If it ends with ka, they have the same ending. So rhyme is very, very important for our understanding of songs, of our understanding of sounds. So in this case, we said sounds that have words that have the same ending either in consonant or in vowels are said to rhyme. So the similarity, I said, may occur in the area of consonants, vowel sounds, or both. So whether it is vowel sounds or consonant sounds, so long as they end the same, they are said to what? Rhyme. This could be at the beginning, I said, end, middle, or end. Then an understanding, I said, of this sound system give us a better understanding of what rhyme is. It's a very simple aspect of the English test. Now, let's see how they go. Rhyme, note that to rhyme, the words must have the same ending at the same. The fact that sometimes words have the same ending, the letter in the end, but it does not mean that they rhyme. Take a note of this. Just like take a look at this pair of words. For example, we have close, close, and then lose, lose, close. So this is s, and this one ends with a z sound, which means they don't rhyme because it's not the same sound at the end. It is not always the fact that they have the same spelling that they rhyme. No, these in words in sound take a s sound while the other ones take a z sound, which means they don't. Then that one is death, death, while the other one is health. Death, health. So you see, they are dental sounds. One has a deep sound and one has a mild sound. So they are different. They do not rhyme because what? They end in different sounds. So take note, it is not always spellings that make sounds have the same ending. It is about sound. Then let's look at the following example. Our concern, I said, is not the letters, but the sound. Let us consider the following examples. These are examples of rhyme. These are common examples of when sounds rhyme. One, we have fake. We have lake. You see, it's the same k sound. We have fake, we have lake, we have sake. So all of them ends with k sound, and they are said to rhyme. The second example is letter. Letter. It is t at the end. Letter, better, lighter. So that relationship is what makes these three sounds rhyme. Then the next one is pound. Pound, sound, round. That d, pound, sound, round. It is that d relationship that makes these three sounds rhyme. Then the fourth one is ah. Ah. Ordinarily you hear us say hour. It is not hour. It is not two syllables but one hour. Just this one hour. Ah. Tar. I'm going to climb the tar. Not tower, please, as we say. It's tar. Pa. I have a lot of. We hear us say power. It's not power, but what? Pa. I have a lot of pa. So it's the R sound that gives them a relationship. Ah, ta, pa. I have a lot of pa in me. But ordinarily in our kind of disposition, Nigerians, we always say power. But it's not power, but what? Pa. Then the fifth example is lame, name, came. It is the ma relationship that relates them. Lame, name, and came, all having the same ending. Then the sixth one is C, T, C. The same. The fact that these two have the different spellings, but it is the pronunciation that is our concern. They have the same pronunciation, so they rhyme. C, T, and C. So these are typical. They will give you options. They will say, pick the one that does not rhyme with the words. So the moment you just see the ones that have the same ending, the one that does not end with this same is your answer. So take note of these discrepancies. It's a very simple exercise. Rhyme having the same ending. Not if this does not agree with this, it does not rhyme, and that becomes the answer. Then we have again seed, feed, bead. Seed, feed, bead. Again, we have date, we have a gate, and we have gate. It's the t relationship. Then here we have merry, we have merry, we have very, we have ferry. It's the relationship that relates them. Then we have flower, beautiful flower. We have flower, the same. This one and the same pronunciation. So don't be taken away that it is this one is called flower. There is nothing called flower. You know, the pronunciation is I have a beautiful flower to present to you. Please let me have some flour. I want to prepare a cake. I need a flour. Oh, I'm going on a tour. So to tour, flour is the same relationship, the R relationship. Now, the next thing is this is just about rhyme. We are going to take the exercises. I hope you just following me the way, because rhyme is simply words having the same ending. Any word that does not end with the group of words, that word is said not to rhyme. So we are going to look at this thing, intonation. What is intonation? Intonation simply means the rise and fall of voice in speech. The rise and fall of voice in speech. Intonation conveys the attitude of the speaker to an audience. For example, I will be talking to you. It is my intonation that determines my mood. Whether I am doubtful of what is happening, whether I am angry, whether I am impatient, whether I am polite or impolite. It is intonation in speech that determines somebody's mood. If you're saying, I asked you to say, shut the door, then you say, all right. It means I am trying to be polite. You are not comfortable with the way I ask you to do it. When I say, please shut the door, then you say, all right. Your response is showing that you are not happy with what I am saying. So in this case, it is tone, it is intonation that determines what we say. And it is tone that knows the mood in which a speaker is trying. For example, I say, get out. When I say get out, you just know that I am not happy. It is a command. I am annoyed. But when I say, please get out, please get out, it is an appeal. So it is intonation that determines the mood of a speaker. Whether he's happy with you, whether he's doubtful, or you tell somebody about something, you say, just let it be. That means the person is doubtful. So that is it. Let's look at, we have two basic tools. We have the rising and the falling tones. Okay? Now, the falling tone goes with one, statements, it goes with statements, it goes with commands, it goes with WH questions and exclamations. I said it goes with what? Complete statements, it goes with commands. When I command you to do something, it goes with WH questions and then exclamations, that is surprises. For example, let us look at this example. Sarah is coming from America. This is a statement. Sarah is coming from America. You know, it's a simple statement. It's a complete statement. There is nothing you ask me. You will say why I have already told you Sarah is coming from America. So it's a complete statement and it's a falling tone. I said, Shehu is going to London. Shehu is going to London. This one is a statement too. Then this command, don't misbehave. Don't misbehave. Please don't misbehave. Then the other one, stop making noise. Stop making noise. Don't misbehave. Then, where has he gone to? This one is a question. Okay, where has he gone to? Whose child is this? WH questions. Whose child is this? How beautiful she looks. How beautiful she looks. It's an exclamation. How beautiful she looks. It's an exclamation. So that is the falling tone. Hooray! We have won. Hooray! We have won. This is a falling tone. So the falling tone deals with this kind of thing. WH questions, complete statements, and commands and exclamation statements of surprise and shock. Wow! I've made 10 credits in my exams. Then we have again the rising tone. We said we have falling and the rising tone. So the rising tone is used with questions that require just simple yes or no answers, or questions that do not have formal question markers. You could just ask a question that does not have a question marker. It is also used for making what? Polite request in greetings and what? Listing, when you list items. This is that, examination, talking, laughing, like that. Example, A, questions that require yes or no answers. Are you coming from school? Are you coming from school? This one requires an answer from you. So it's a rising tone. Are you coming from school? This one demands answer. So it becomes the rising tone demands answers. Then 2, must you eat now? We said W, any question that requires interrogatives that requires answers from somebody is a rising tone. Must you eat now? It means you must respond. Then, shall we go tomorrow? Shall we go tomorrow? You are supposed to either say yes or no. Okay? Then the other one I said, questions without formal markers, no formal markers. I will just make it, there's nothing you want to tell me, I've made a question. She is beautiful. She is beautiful. He scored the goal. Okay? She did well last year. Then C, listing items. When you list 1, 2, 3. Okay, we said 1, he bought a bag. a pencil. Then you can see this one drops. A razor and an exercise book. He bought a bag, a pencil, a razor, and an exercise book. 2. I need a watch, a comb, a pair of shoes, and a t-shirt. I need a watch, a comb, a pair of shoes, and a t-shirt. Then 3. She prayed for her daughter, mother, father, and brothers. So when you're listing, before you get to the last aspect, it is the rising tone. And when you interrogate someone, questions that demand answers yes or no, the tone rises. Then expression, utterance expressing doubt. When an utterance is expressing doubt, for example, he passed all his papers. You're not sure. He passed all his papers. You got all this from Zaria. You got all of this from Zaria. You're doubting. He passed all his papers. He got all this from Zaria. The rat ate the rice. This is doubt. You are not sure, because this kind of questions are saying he passed his papers. You got all this from Zaria. The rat ate all the rice. So all of these expressions are the rising tone, utterances expressing doubt. Then utterances expressing greetings are also the rising tone. Utterances expressing greetings. How are you today? Good evening. Compliments of the season. How are you today? Good evening. Compliments of the season. So all of this is the rising tone. Then this is critical. Before I give you the assignment, I think we'll have to go back. Then I take a recap of this thing so that you are going to choose just the word, because you see among these words one of them does not rhyme. But let me read the assignment first before I go back to have a recap, so that by the time you're picking up the assignment, you're not having issues. So let's look at the assignment questions. Choose the word that rhymes with the word given from the options A to D. So the word is letter. The word chosen is letter. So you're going to choose among these words the ones that rhymes with this word letter. We have bad, we have better, we have laugh, and we have let. 2. The word is peel. Peel. So you will choose from these options the word that rhymes with peel. We have feel, we have fail, we have file, we have feel. Then 3. Dice. Dice. We have A, friends, mice, shoes, socks. Then this is assignment A, because we've done rhyme and intonation. This one is for intonation. Say whether the statement is either tune 1 or tune 2. So I've given you the characteristics of the various tunes. The characteristics of tune 1 and the characteristics of tune 2. So you will just choose whether each of these has the rising or falling tune, because the falling tune is tune 1 while the rising tune is tune 2. So if by the side, when you say, okay, Bello is coming from Sokoto. Now in this case you indicate and say whether it's tune 1 or 2. Stop making contacts. Stop making contacts. Indicate whether tune 1 or 2. Will this lecture ends today? Will this lecture ends today? Indicate whether it is tune 1 or tune 2. Shall we meet tomorrow? Shall we meet tomorrow? Say whether it is tune 1 or tune 2. Are you staying at home? Are you staying at home? Say whether it is tune 1 or tune 2. Now, let's go back and then have a recap of the general thing so that you can understand better, and then you will see the assignment and be able to treat it better. Now, we just have a recap. We said rhyme signifies words that have the same ending, irrespective of whether it is a consonant or a vowel, so long as they end the same. Those words are said to rhyme. I said letter, better. So what relates them at the end is the t sound. So if words have the same ending, they are said to rhyme. That is what you have bear me. And I said every successful musician Every successful singer uses rhyme to succeed. Even if it's poetry, if you don't use rhyme, you cannot carry on, your message will not get across. So that is what rhyme does. And we said there are some exceptions of words that have the same spelling, but they do not rhyme. Now, I gave you close and lose. Close and lose. Close ends with a z sound, while lose ends with a s sound. The fact that they have se does not mean that they have the same sound. So the discrepancy here, they do not rhyme because they don't have the same sound. The fact that they have the same spellings do not mean that they rhyme. These are exceptions. Then look at this one, death, and then health. Health. Death is the deep tongue dental sound. Death. Death. Well, this one is death. Health. Health is a dental sound. So there's a difference between death and health. So they do not rhyme. So be careful not to be carried away by spellings, by words and sound. It is sounds that we are interested and not spellings. So I said our concern is not the letters, but the sounds. So I have, maybe we consider this some 1, 2, 3 more examples. We have example 1. We said this is a fake, lake, and sake. So what relates them is the k sound at the end. Okay. 2, we have letter, better, lighter. So what else relates them is the t at the end. 3, we have pound sound and round. What relates them is the d, because a round sound down. Then 4, just this ta, pa. I said this word is in this I cannot take this. In this last but you hear us, we will say hour. It's not hour, but what? Then we'll say toa, not what? Ta. So this is some of the highlights I've given you so that you should be able to use this and do your assignments. Take your time. It's a very easy exercise. It doesn't take anything. The discrepancy is not much. Very simple, very easy. Rhyme at the same ending sounds. Then intonation, high and low. Simple statements, complete statements for, falling tone, exclamations, things that you need answers for falling tone. So take note, do your assignment, get back to me on the following contacts: 080-2367-2887. Again, 080-2367-2887. The second contact is 08009-5840-212. 08095840212. Until I come your way in the next segment, I remain Pedro Nkom. Stay at home, stay safe, keep learning. See you in the next segment.